attention. The father of the bride has some words that he'd like to share with us, and then we have some toasts following that. So please give him your undivided attention, Mr. Tim Waringa.
First of all, Amy Jo, George, and I would like to welcome you to this reception. And we'd like to extend a thank you to Narup for his wonderful ceremony, and also for absolutely. And also this whole community here at LifeGate for how they come together and come around both Meg and Joanna. Amy Jo and I have, from the time we were married, have been praying for our children, and that they would come to know Jesus, and also that we would pray for their future together with future spouses, and also that they would for their futures in terms of wherever God would take them. God has blessed us with a family and answered our prayers. One of the first answers to our prayers, though, were George and Chin Koh. George, we have been so blessed to have you raise Meng to be the man that he is. You've been good. You and Chin were good and faithful stewards of the children that God blessed you with, and we thank you for that. Meng, you are also an answer to our prayers. We know that God has created you into the godly man that you are, and we know that he created you also to, at this time, marry Joanna. And we thank you because we know that you love Jesus and that you love Joanna. Your joy is contagious and your compassion is evident. You are a strong Christian man that we know God has prepared to be the husband of Joanna. We are also proud of all of our kids, and we're proud of Joanna. Joanna, you're an answer to our prayers as well. Your passion and energy for serving the Lord and for meeting the needs of others is a part of God's calling for you. You are an advocate for those without a voice and work to free those in bondage. Even at an early age, you had wanted to go where God had called you, and to also be used by God to be a blessing to others. Mom, and my verse for you as a child was Isaiah 40:11, which reads, "He will tend his flock like a shepherd. He will gather the lambs in his arms. He will carry them in his bosom, and gently lead those that are with young." At the time, you are the third of our children, now that we have four. And now it is your turn, the two of you, to be gentle shepherds to those God has entrusted to you, whether it be in church or in a family. Together, you two will be a force that God has called to use to heal people and also to free and to make disciples. So please raise a glass with me to toast these newlyweds. And now I'd like to hand this off to the amazing best man, Tim Koh.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I have a toast. Yeah, I'd love to start out just by saying a huge thank you to everyone who made today possible. A special shout out to Michaela for running around and coordinating. Carlos for the wonderful food you just had. The Andrews who roasted and provided us coffee. Thanks for that. Abner, thank you for running sound. That's huge. Yeah. In a moment, you'll be thanking DJ Dan. This party's about to get crazy. And of course, thank you to my brother and Joanna. In typical my brother fashion, he made about 100 to 150 different spreadsheets for today. And they're all very, very extremely detailed. So yeah, and the one he sent out for today is detailed down to the minute, so I better get going here. If we could all just thank Tim and Amy Jo for hosting us and having just such a wonderful ceremony today. I'm his brother. I've known him my whole life, and growing up, I've always had an image of who my brother. Hello. Aha! Got it. Don't touch the bottom of the mic. Anyway, growing up, I've always had an idea of who you'd end up with, but the woman who's sitting in front of me exceeds all expectations, absolutely. Aren't they amazing? Yeah. So, I've never given a best man speech before, and looking up for advice on the internet is maybe not the best idea, but I did it anyway, and everyone suggests, a common suggestion is to tell a story. So, here we go. My brother and I have been bantering back and forth whether or not I'm going to share some of his embarrassing, poop stories, and embarrass him that way, but I'm sure you've all heard them yourselves from the man himself. So I will save those stories for another time. They are quite exciting, almost slipped up there. Thank goodness Joanna is a nurse, is all I've got to say. I will share another story. It's the summer of 2020, and Meg and Joanna have been dating, 3 or 4 months now. And my brother and I are working on the backyard, just cleaning up, making it look nice. And I've decided that there's an old wooden fence in the back that I wanted to take out and take the nails out so we could use the wood as firewood for a fireplace. My brother is like, oh, well, Joanna's gonna come over and she's gonna help out. And I was like, okay, great, sounds good. At this point, I didn't realize it was gonna be so serious. And I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And so, my brother's in the back, chopping down trees as you would with his chainsaw. And as you know, my brother loves his chainsaw. So Joanna shows up, my brother's in the back playing with his chainsaw. And Joanna's like, how can I help? I want to help. And I was like, well, you can help me pull out nails from this fence? And she does it. She just jumps right in and she's pulling out nails from this fence with me. And it's amazing. And all the while, my brother's in the back swinging this chainsaw around like, whoa, look at me! Clearly trying to impress Joanna. He's like, don't I look cool? What's this over here? And yeah, it's just phenomenal. And the answer to do you look cool is apparently yes, right? Yeah, yes, okay. Anyway, in those few hours, I just learned and really got to connect with you, Joanna, and I really felt the care that you had for people and people around you. You were so helpful and kind and gracious. Yeah, it just meant the world to me that you would come alongside me and just pull nails out for, in the blistering hot sun for hours on end, just so that we could get to know each other and watch my brother chop down some stuff with the chainsaw. And again, just as a reminder, we're pulling nails out of this fence wood to burn it. So there's no other aesthetic purpose other than we didn't want nails in the wood. Okay, and I'll share, like I said, I could share stories all night long, but my time is limited. I'll share one more story. And this is a story that I really knew that things were getting really, really serious between these two. So I'm sitting at the table in my usual spot, and it faces the front door. My brother comes in from whatever, and he looks like this as he walks in the door. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's up? And he goes, Joanna just asked me if she should buy a twin mattress or a queen. So that was the moment that I knew it was going to get really, really serious. And I was like, oh yeah, that's the reaction that you should have. Absolutely. But really, it's been such a joy to see you two grow. The love you have for God and for each other is truly, truly inspiring, to say the least. Though we are so similar in so many ways, we are also so drastically different in so many ways. And those differences have helped me grow into a man who's more in line with the heart of Jesus. I feel so blessed to have lived with you for nearly 3 years. Not many people get to spend their adult lives so close to their siblings as we did. And although we argued, and we certainly fought for each other. Yeah, and to protect our relationship and fought for the others as well, together in prayer and in deed. You are a brilliant leader and wise beyond your years. I know you will lead Joanna and your family well in these many years to come. As honored as I am to be the best man today, I never really understood the title of best man. I always felt that the groom should be the best man because he's the one being married. But then maybe the more you think about it, maybe my dad should be the best man of the evening. He's the one who raised us and gave us life. But then again, like, who's the author of all life? But maybe God should be the best man. Anyway, if you will raise your glass with me, a toast. A toast to the best man, from the best man, who taught us that the best men follow the best man. To the newlyweds.
People who made this happen, and they were so diligent. It was wonderful to see you all literally descend on this room and turn it into this magical little fairy world that we've got going on here. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Natalie and I'm Joanna's older sister. I first met Mang less than a year ago, and after hearing the way that Joanna talked about him and after meeting him last summer, I immediately started thinking about what I might say on this day. If I'm honest, I keep coming up blank. Oh, I have plenty of material. I have had several drafts of this. I could talk about how their couple names are adorable, about some embarrassing story about Joanna's childhood. I've got those. Many of them been told this weekend, not by me. Or about how I'm pretty sure that any children that they might have will be multilingual superheroes. It's true. But none of it seems to do justice to how much joy that I see in my sister when she is with Mang. Mang, please know that your arrival in Joanna's life has been a much prayed for event, not just by Joanna herself, but by her friends and her family. We already know how courageous, kind, intelligent, and generous this young woman of faith is. And we've been praying for God to send her a partner just as wonderful as she is. And by God's grace, he has done just that. So I don't feel that I have anything to tell you that you don't already know. Everyone in this room has been blessed by the way that you share the love of God with those around you. So I will simply invoke the wisdom of that timeless band, DC Talk. I don't care what they say. I don't care what you heard. The word love's a verb. Love is a daily, intentional, insane choice. You both have demonstrated that you understand this as you love God, you love each other, and you love those around you. So my toast is both a prayer and a blessing for you both. May you remain rooted in your love of Christ and know how much God loves you. May you always choose to strengthen your partnership as you continue to be a blessing to those around you. May you know how much we love you, and we will support your marriage as you go on to these new spectacular adventures. To Mang and Joanna.
You probably don't know this, but I bear the honorary title of Meng's first wife. I'll explain. So some friendships kind of happen without thought. Some are born out of choice over years, and some are forged and hammered in the fires of Russia. So we've been friends for many years before heading overseas. We lived in Russia together. You got it. Okay, cool. And it's kind of one of those friendships where you can't quite remember where it started. It's just at some point it was like, oh yeah, we're friends, cool. We've been in ministry together. We had gone on adventures, backpacked across deserts, climbed mountains. I had even had the honor of bearing Meng's full wag bag up the sheer east face to Long's Peak. It's a big cliff. And Joanna, Meng's morning rhythms run like clockwork, with no regard to whether you're hanging off a big 900-foot precipice or approaching the summit of a ice-enshrouded 18,000-foot mountain. They will not be denied. But as the Lord put it on both our hearts to go serve in Russia, our friendship did grow deeper and more vital. And the Lord very specifically began preparing us for what would turn out to be our 1-year intensive marriage internship. It was indeed a marriage internship. You see, we figured we had brotherhood fairly figured out and dialed in. You know, we'd been doing it 6 or 7 years at this point. But what we were about to embark on was indeed something more. Because for the next year, Meg and I would quite literally spend 24 hours a day and 7 days a week together. Like, I'm not exaggerating, it was that much. It sounds like bliss, right, Joe? Yeah. I'm not exaggerating. We were roommates and we shared a 10 by 10 concrete room with another guy named Reggie. And that was all our personal space. And our personal space, not separate. And we were on the same ministry team. We went to the same meetings, the same events. We planned things together. We had language class together. We went to lunch together. We ate dinner together. We didn't really eat breakfast, but that would have been together. We walked to and fro. We survived scoldings from babushki together. It was all together. At any given time, you'd probably find us within about this proximity to each other. Eating, sleeping, all of it. Sounds like bliss, right, Joe? Well, the truth is, when you spend that much time with another person, you learn a lot about yourself and them. And by about month 4, we were about up to our ears with each other. And it probably took us another 2 months to actually admit that and talk about it together. And we found, indeed, we were not perfect, and we both had much to grow in. I was shocked, too. But by the grace of God, we both had a strong conviction that the Lord had indeed prepared us and brought us together for that season as brothers, and that in our unity and friendship, he would indeed be glorified, and people would see his kingdom. And so therefore, figuring out unity, figuring out togetherness was non-negotiable. And so by God's grace, we did. We pressed in, we talked, we wrestled, and we both learned to change. And the reward for that was the best of friends and the closest brothers I've ever had. Best of friends, closest brothers. And we got to see people's lives change too. That's cool. So there's 2 things I would like us to raise glasses to. The first, Meg and Joe. I truly do believe that the Lord has prepared you for each other and that He will indeed be glorified in your union. And your unity is non-negotiable, but I'm not worried about it. The second, Joanna, is are we there? I want you to know that your husband has been proven. He's been tried and prevailed. He's loved the unlovely, been gracious and kind to the meek. He has opposed the proud, and he's lifted up the fallen. And I've been witness to all of this as he walked humbly with his God. And I am certain that if he can do all of these things with his brother, how much more will he do them with you? Because you are his beloved. So let's raise a glass.
Okay, if my backup dancers could please get into place. No, just kidding. Okay, that would have been very fun though, and I did really seriously consider it. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Jasmine. I'm one of Joanna's friends, and I'm very honored to get to share about both of these friends today for a little while. But I know Joanna for much longer and much better, so she goes first. So Joanna and I have shared a lot of things over the years. The first of those is walls. So we met on an early move-in day in college, and turned out we were dorm neighbors. We shared a wall and many memories that first freshman year of college, and some things I think I'm still maybe the only secret keeper of. I'm not positive, but I definitely hold some, so hey. We moved here after college though and shared 2 houses in Denver, each time with bedrooms that also shared a wall. We've also occasionally shared a bed, both in the house and in like yurts and other treacherous terrains. So, Meg, I can share that Joanna is actually a very super calm sleeper, really great bedmate. Although her bedhead might tell you otherwise in the morning, it's a sight. We've also shared jobs. So in college, Joanna and I both worked as RAs in different dorms after freshman year, and then as assistant resident directors, or ARDs, our senior year. We dreamed of living here in Denver, which came true when we moved here to work at the same hospital as new grad nurses. Thank you, Joanna, for my job. I'm not sure that there's a better way to create strong friendships than by debriefing midnight fire alarms in your dorm, hospital trips with residents, flying bat attacks in the middle of the night, and other college crises, you know, very fun. Or the really nasty and sometimes unspeakable things that come with being a nurse. It's pretty scary, some of you know what I'm talking about. We've also shared travels. Joanna and I first traveled to India on a nursing trip together in 2014, which is how we both ended up out here in Denver. Thank you, LifeGate. We've also traveled to other countries together and several shorter trips here in the States. So finding a friend who is passionate about travel and missions really pays off. I've gotten to follow Joanna literally all around the world in a really sweet and non-creepy way. But don't worry, I was not invited to Mexico on their honeymoon, so I will not try to follow you, even though I've never been there. We've also shared a lot of laughs. Joanna is hilarious. She has the most distinct mannerisms of anybody that I know. Us roommates here often joke when we say something like her, like, oh no. That was Joanna for sure. She is quirky and spicy, and we especially love when her alternate Spanish-speaking personality comes out, which we met in the Dominican Republic, and have respectfully named Joanna. We've also shared a lot of tears. A lot has happened in the last 9+ years that we've known each other. Happy tears and hard tears have been cried. Joanna is authentic with her own journey and is incredibly intentional and intuitive of others' journeys, and I know a lot of us have benefited from that. She does not shy away from acknowledging or feeling the hard things, but she remains planted on solid ground. I always feel seen and heard by her, even when we were in time zones that were up to 9 hours apart and we had to just talk by voice message. I'm so thankful to have found a friend that has actually allowed me to be me, and has helped me come out of my shell some too, and made me a better woman by her example and love. So I hope I demonstrated I have a little street cred when it comes to talking about Joanna. So Mang, I just want you to know Joanna is going to be an exceptional wife, as if you have any doubt of that. She will be the best roommate and truest friend to you. She will be driven, sacrificial, and passionate in whatever she does. She will be an adventurous and knowledgeable travel partner. She will be the funnest person to be around, and her mannerisms will definitely rub off on you too. But you have your own, so that's going to be interesting. She will be the person that lets you be your authentic self and helps you to heal and support you when you need it. She will help you and your family chase fiercely after the heart and mission of God. So I don't know Mang quite as well because I haven't had 9+ years or lived under the same roof. But I know that Mang is prayerful, worshipful, thoughtful, generous, adventurous, resilient, and joyful. I mean, have you seen Mang when he's happy? His entire body smiles. It is impressive. I believe in you both, and I know that God will continue to create a beautiful marriage between you. Joanna and I, in our super single days, used to joke about being eternal roommates. We were going to be the super fun BFFs in the nursing home who were wheelchair racing down the hall, if all else failed. So Mang, if I have to sacrifice the title of eternal roommate, I'm very glad it's to you. Final cheers of the evening. Joanna and Mang. Jane, that's their new couple name. So.
Okay, if you guys can bring your attention here to the dance floor, we're going to have our first dance for the married couple.
You won't believe it, and strange as it sounds, extraordinary magic follows you around, and the camera can't catch it. You won't see it in the mirror. If I say look behind you, you turn around, it disappears. But I see it, I see it, I swear I do. I see extraordinary magic in you. Out of thin air you appeared in my life, like a burst of technicolor in a world of black and white. When my heart was locked inside a box, you reached inside, and now I see my future when I look into your eyes. I see it, I see it, I swear I do. I see extraordinary magic in you. I know that miracles happen. Who cares what they say? This love's nothing short of a miracle, happening over and over every day. So I'll keep my eyes open, awed and amazed, and if you start to doubt it, I'll remind you of the million ways I see it. I see it, I swear I do. I see extraordinary magic in you. I used to think I wanted to be famous, that I'd be recognized out in a crowd. But the funny thing is, any time I've gotten what I want, it lets me down. But now I just wanna look like love. I just wanna look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy, and I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. So I just wanna look a little more like love. I used to think I needed all the answers. I used to need to know that I was right. I used to be afraid of things I couldn't cover up in black and white. Now I just wanna look more like love. I just wanna look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy, I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. So I just wanna look more like love. I find the farther that I climb, there's always another line, a mountaintop. It's never gonna stop. And the more of anything I do, the thing that always ends up true is getting what I want will never be enough. So I just wanna look more like love. I just wanna look more like love. 'Cause this whole world is spinning crazy, I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. So I just wanna look a little more like love. Like love.